103 IT trainees and 12 senior information and communications technology managers have just returned from India after they completed an accelerated specialized skill IT training course. The course was facilitated by Tech Mahindra and was done in an attempt to transform service delivery in South Africa. These trainees and managers were sent by the Free State Executive Council to obtain these skills to improve service delivery and to generate jobs in the province. With us in studio this morning is Bandile Ntombela from the Department of Public Works in the Free State. Good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you, William. How are you?
Good, very well. Listen, almost Merry Christmas to you. I mean, can you believe where we're sitting?
Yeah. Well, I've been in India for the past 3 weeks.
Oh,
so
really?
I haven't gotten into the festive.
You haven't got into the festive season. What's it like there? I mean, just on another note.
It's winter, by the way, but they have 27 degrees Celsius weather.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
It's beautiful. Very hot, but it's nice. Very densely populated.
Well, this I've heard. I've never ever taken a trip. I must say it's one place I do want to go and visit. What was it like? I mean, just talk about the actual. It sounds like a brilliant initiative, but how did it all go?
All right. Well, thanks, Dan. Well, the program is driven by the Premier of the Free State, Mr. Ace Magashule. The world would know that Premier Magashule is a very visionary fellow. He's realized over the past number of years that ICT plays a very central role in terms of transforming society and also improving how government can provision its services to the citizens. Now, what happened is that Premier Magashule entered into a memorandum of agreement on behalf of the Free State Provincial Government with a company called Tech Mahindra. Tech Mahindra is a multinational company, employs over 120,000 people across the world, operates in 26 countries. So we thought, no company is best placed to teach our children how to really use IT to transform their societies.
Yeah.
The 103 students were chosen from all 5 districts of the Free State, people from Mafahlane dwelling all the way to Bloemfontein, to Tabanchu, etc. So we have a very broadly represented audience in them. Now, the students are trained mainly in 3 areas. They're trained in a skill called software development. Now, that means creating software either to enhance teaching, health services, etc. And another skill that they were trained in is called infrastructure management services, which is really to manage IT infrastructure broadly.
Yeah.
And then we hope to absorb these students into the government services, and just not only to improve how IT in the Free State province works, but also how IT helps the Free State government to provision its services. And I was listening in earlier when you were talking about the possibility of felt fires in the Free State. Now, imagine if a 21-year-old from Tabanchu picks that up and develops an apps that they can then distribute to farmers across the province, and whenever there are such threats, farmers are able to communicate with each other, help each other put out the fires. I mean, that is just the
and it's a big possibility. I mean, technology is the way forward. It's the way that the world is running at the moment, and of course, if we can find a lot of our youth developing this and pumping it into their respective provinces and into our country, I mean, it can only do good. Where will the 103 trainees be located to implement these new skills that they have in South Africa?
All right. Now, I represent a forum of IT heads in the province called the PG Talk. Now, the view of the PG Talk is that we want to set up an ICT center of excellence in the Free State. So we're going to absorb all of them in a call it an organization called the ICT Shared Services. Now, what we'll then do is that these students will then be distributed across the province to local municipalities that do not necessarily have the technical capabilities of running their own ICT units. This is just to make sure that people there have basic IT needs such as email connectivity. Leanne. You'll be quite surprised that we still have quite a number of municipalities in the Free State that do not have basic services such as email.
Yeah. It doesn't, and unfortunately, it doesn't surprise me. So that's something that we need to rectify very quickly. What was the core focus of the course? I mean, if you had to say that these students walked away with this skill, what would it be? What is it that it empowered them with?
All right. No, I know there are probably sectors out there that are saying, but IT training can be done up the road in Bryanston, can be done in Randburg, etc. But what they fail to understand is that these students now have an international perspective on how things work. We took them to India in a city called Hyderabad. Hyderabad is also known as the high-tech city. It is literally the hub of IT in India. It's what they call industrial IT. So over and above the technical skills they learned, these students learned to work in a multinational environment. They interacted with folk from India, folk from the US, folk from China, everywhere in the world. Now we have people here who are vastly skilled, broadly skilled, and who've also been taught soft skills that will really make an impact in our communities. So I think that's exactly the core of the whole program, is that they were exposed to an international perspective, which is something that they would not have gotten had they been trained with any of our faculties.
Yeah. This course, is it going to be an annual one? Are you going to be sending students on the same thing next year as well?
The view of the Premier certainly is that, Leanne, as a matter of fact, in April, the same group of students are going to Portugal in an island called Madeira.
Fantastic.
Just to go and continue building that IT skills capability.
What a wonderful opportunity for them. How were they chosen?
Oh, okay, that's the interesting part. Well, it was the prerogative of the Executive Council to recruit the students. But what happened is that each local municipality was given the mandate of going into the communities and nominating students that would get IT training. And then it's a mixed batch. Some of them, a good number of them, were already employed as IT people within the province, whether at technical level or at managerial level. And a good number of them are IT graduates, so they have either a BSc in information systems or BCom. And then a few of them were chosen from literally at home. They were disgruntled young people who did not see an opportunity for themselves, and those people were then brought into the program.
Excellent. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for these youngsters. So the next time you come and visit us, please bring one or two of them with you.
I was hoping to, just that we had to leave. They're only coming. A second group is only coming back end January.
End of January.
So I couldn't bring one.
Well, we'll have to get them in and talk to them again just to find out what the experience has been like for them. But thanks for coming and telling us about this. Bandile Ntombela from the Department of Public Works in the Free State, talking to us about this incredible course, an ICT course that 103 students and 12 senior information and communication technology managers have had the opportunity to go to. And now the same group are going to Portugal. And that's happening in April, where they'll be following up in Madeira on this course that they did. So this is great international experience for them. Let's take a break. We've got more after this. Stay tuned.